Jerry here, KO Media, down with Steve Timoney. Sir! Steve Timoney.
Sir, my overinflated self-given title. How's things?
Very good. And I'm all the way down in Galway because I want to find out about this amazing story.
Yeah, it's
about one man's dream to raise a few bob.
One man's mad idea, I think, more than a dream. Yeah, I was sitting at home one day and I thought, because I used to do karate before, and I thought, would there be anyone out there that'd be interested in UFC wheelchair or UFC boxing, or would someone train me or something? So I threw it up on Twitter, and Paddy Barnes, he's always game for a buzz. Like, he got back to me and he goes, "I'll do it with you." And then the little gerbils in the wheel in my brain started rocking, and I just said, let's have a fight for the crack, and we'll try and raise maybe $1,000 or $2,000 for charity. And then now it has snowballed, as you know, into a thing that Conor McGregor's getting involved in, and it's just head mind blowing, absolutely mind blowing.
Yeah, and like, you know, we're talking a little bit before we got gone live here, and you were dropping names like I don't know what, but there's a lot of people are genuinely, you know, supporting you and coming
forward. Absolutely, like there's huge names taking part, like, and the huge names in the world of social media superstars, and just local people that have been given, and local companies that have gone way above and beyond with donations and with sponsorship, and giving hotels and light and sound and all that kind of stuff. Boxing rings from Monavea Boxing Club, and it's been incredible. Yeah.
And of course, this isn't your first rodeo. You've raised money before, but this is going to top it, isn't it?
Yeah, I cycled a bike 5 kilometres last year. So that was weird for a fellow with incomplete paraplegia. I remember when I first said it, like, a lot of people on YouTube were like, 5k, sure, I cycle that every day. And I'm like, I use a wheelchair. You know, and so they were like, all right, man, all right, buddy. So yeah, I was thinking, like, how can I top that? And I suppose this came about then. And look, the amount of steam it's picked up, it's incredible. Like, it literally started as myself and Paddy having a bit of a mess, maybe in a car park, and film it on our phone and maybe raise $1,000 or $2,000. Yeah. And now it's a possible thing that, like, with the second show that's to be confirmed and McGregor involved, it's going to be unbelievably massive within 3-4 months. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It just shows, I suppose, what, like, people would say, like, what I'd describe as stubbornness and pig-headedness can get you if you keep poking the bear, you know what I mean? And
well, it's a bit more than pig-headedness, like you.
Well, it's hard work. It is like
you and your partner have spent like months of solid work.
Yeah, and I can't leave out Roxy. She's been absolutely incredible, and for even brainstorming and for keeping me in check as well. But particularly brainstorming, she's always coming up with, like, do you know what we'll do? Or do you know what, mad ideas for sponsorship and how to do this and how to do that. And not only that, but the finer details in. Have you got this for it? Yeah. Did you forget about that for it? And I'd be like, oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that. I'll message him now tomorrow. And I'd be like, shit, I better get on that. You know what I mean? So yeah, big shout out to Roxy.
And of course, this video might be quite a surprise for some people out there, because your only real image out there is this mad character.
Yeah, I suppose a lot of people either heard me roaring in videos, or if they've seen me just going like from this angle, from that side. So yeah, I suppose, like, people that haven't heard me speak will probably hate me now, because I get that a lot, where people come up to the car and go, you don't sound like Farmer Michael. And I'm like, sorry. You know what I mean? I feel like apologising to them. So
there's 2 big things I want to address in this interview, Steve. Is I actually saw a tweet myself, and I thought, personally speaking, it was very mean-mouthed, saying, and how much are you getting out of it?
Yeah. I get that a lot. Even with the cycle last year, people are going, like, you get 10%, is it, or what? And I'd be like, no, like, you don't. Like, it's GoFundMe. It's completely transparent. So yeah. What's there is what's there, besides their cut. But yeah, like last year, I'm on disability allowance, so I spend a couple of pounds every week doing training and it's the same this time around, driving to Dublin every weekend and getting training and stuff, you know. So, and that's going to come out of my pocket, because I just, like, you're morally bankrupt if you took anything out of it. You're doing it for charity. That's the whole thing. Mm-hmm. So, like, if people are giving their hard-earned money towards the donations, and I'm not giving that myself, I know I'm doing the fight and that and organising, but I still feel I'd feel like crap, really. You know what I mean? And you know. So.
Yeah, and it's a thorny one, the business of charity. But you've actually just made a decision between yourself and Roxy that for this event, everything is going to be donated. all services. You're not going to take a penny out of what's donated.
No. At the start there was a few people offering their services for cut price or whatever, and I was just like, I can't in good conscience, like, take money out of the GoFundMe to give to a company, like, it goes against the whole idea of charity. So thankfully a lot of Galway businesses, as I said, stood up to the plate and said, yeah, we'll do it. We're not going to charge you. Like, obviously they'll put them down as sponsors and all that, and they get a little thing in the ticker and the whole lot. So, like, you pay back in kind. Like.
And just to clarify, you now have 2 events, and we'll get on to the second one a little bit later. But it started off, as you say, as the back of a car park on the mobile phone. Yeah,
probably driving up to Belfast to meet Paddy in some like dingy car park in West Belfast. You know what I mean? Like, so, or maybe down in East Belfast, the waterside or whatever. But that's how it was looking. That's how I was looking for a while, because it was that maybe $2,000 for a good while there, and we were kind of, we were chugging along, and then like all of a sudden, then one day, I just looked at my Twitter and I was like, oh, Conor McGregor's after retweeting it there. And I shouted to Roxy, Conor McGregor retweeted it, because that alone is invaluable. Yeah. But then by the time she came up the stairs, I was like, oh, and he donated 10 grand. So that really kicked it alive then. Even if he only donated $1,000, the fact of him doing it gets the press interested, because he has a big pull. So that got headlines, and then other donations started coming in. A few businesses got in touch. So we're up to 33 now. So we'd like to break the 50. It'd be nice to break the 50.
Well, I personally think you deserve to break the 50 and more,
Yeah, well, hopefully.
And again, just for the people listening, your aim, it mightn't be possible, like fully possible, but basically every single person you see working there, all the equipment there is all donated. Yeah. You have a TV company, that's a big donation now. That. Yeah. And I think the Clayton Hotel needs to be congratulated.
Clayton Hotel, Sound to Like Galway. They're giving all the equipment for free we had a press conference as well, and they're giving it all for the night as well, and it's just incredible, incredible that they do that. And
and I won't embarrass them by saying who, but there's one of the officials is actually flying from Russia, basically, back from one night only in Galway, and then flying off to Belgium the next day.
I'll name him Ricky Wright. It's credible what he's doing. He's an international ring announcer, and he has that announcer voice. You know what I mean? So give a nice bit of officialdom to the proceedings. So it's.
And again, of course, what I have is a remiss of me I haven't mentioned yet. Of course, this is all for the Irish Wheelchair Association. Yeah. And I mean, people, there's great crack on Twitter. There's great crack everywhere about this. There's newspaper articles all over the world. But guys, this is all about charity and about donations. So people need to start donating, don't they?
Yeah. If anyone has a couple of bob, and I know, Jesus, with all this COVID and everything, I know money's tight in everyone's pockets. But if anyone has €2, €3, €5, 10, God forbid, €100, then throw it our way. And as I said, it's for the IW.
Where do you donate? That's the point.
On the GoFundMe, if you Google Paddy v Steve-O, it'll come up. Or on my Facebook page, it's Sir Steve-O Timothy, or Instagram or Twitter, same handle.
Or the Notorious MMA to be on there too. Probably.
Yeah, to be on his timeline. Yeah. So as I said, it's for the Irish Wheelchair Association, and with all this and with all these headlines, it's incredible. It's incredible for them, because they get it international awareness that they exist. And last year for the cycle, the vast majority of the donations came from the UK, and the fact that a lot of English people donated to the Irish Wheelchair Association, I was saying to the IWA, don't just focus on Ireland for donations, go big. You know what I mean? And that's always dream big.
And again, I'll just say it now, I don't know if any press is going to pick up on anything we're going to talk in today, but I mean, a kind of a request would be always include the donation details in any articles or any retweets.
Oh yeah, there was a good few that didn't have it in it.
Yeah. And it's great fun. There's great crack. Conor McGregor is going to be involved. Not in Galway now, but we get onto that. Yeah. But so many articles. It was all over the world, and not one mentioned that it was for charity, for the Irish Wheelchair Association. So that needs to stop, guys.
Yeah, they might have mentioned the Irish Wheelchair Association, but had no link or they didn't even mention what it was for and went on to talk about Conor's injuries, and you're like, don't forget at the end of the day what it's about and what we're doing this for, you know what I mean? And I'm sure, look, Conor feels the same as well, that what it's about and all the people taking part, you know.
So listen, we'll put Galway to bed, as it were. It's in the Clayton Hotel. What night? September the 11th. What's the story with buying tickets? Are they out yet?
They're sold out. They're sold out. They're well sold out. Thankfully. Yeah, we have this opposite problem now where like you can't put enough seats on sale. Yeah. And put enough tickets on sale, whereas before you'd be trying to fill seats. Yeah. Now it's the opposite. We're trying to like, can we have more? You know.
So again, we're talking briefly again. What you pretty much decided that that this is going to be free to air online as well.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get away with it for nothing because.
Donate.
Because
if you're watching it, donate.
If you're watching it, you have to donate. There may be some online auctions. You know, it's still like yourself and Roxy, you're still planning it all. But for sure, watch it for the crack.
Yeah.
But this is all about donation. It's a very, very serious, very, very serious thing for
if people watch it for free and don't donate, myself and Paddy might drop up to the door afterwards. You know what I mean? So
they might be donating the following year. What?
I'm threatening people now, like it wouldn't be like me.
No. But this is very serious. If you can afford to throw in some few bob.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we've said that this will be so far from your on-screen character that we'll have no bad language, but there might be a bit of Bob Geldof talk on the.
Oh, the Notorious, as Bob Geldof didn't say, give us your
No. We're going to keep this one clean. So anyway, so that's it. So look out for it. It'll be on all social channels. It'll be on YouTube, Facebook Live.
I'll be plaguing people talking about it.
Yeah. And hopefully there'll be a methodology to bid on some special items if they come to pass.
We hope so.
But even without an auction, donate.
Yeah, absolutely.
And be very happy that even though it'll be a good production, every single penny is going to go to the Irish Wheelchair Association.
Yeah.
And not one penny is going to go to Steve.
No, the money won't be resting in my account. No, it won't. Jesus, I'd love if it did. Yeah. I could do with it at the moment, but no, I wouldn't feel right if anything was taken out of it.
And you're not even going to pay for the ambulance for Paddy Barnes to be taken away.
No. He'll be thrown in the grey bin.
So listen, the best to look at that. Now we want to talk a little bit about the second show. And can you start? Can you just go through?
A lot of inquiries about this one over the last while.
Yeah. So just briefly go through the story. You mentioned that the first you heard of Conor was when he retweeted you, or.
Yeah, I retweeted, and he was keeping a close eye on it, and for a few days there, he was kind of retweeting everything I put up about it. So it was great coverage, and then he seen that Al Foran was involved, so he called out Al and said, I'll take you on. You've been doing terrible impressions of me for years. Because Al is an impressionist. He's notable for doing Conor. So he thought it'd be great. It'd be kind of Conor v Conor. So he was up for doing that. And we didn't have a kind of concrete decision. We didn't have like clarity on it. But then he broke his leg in his last fight. And John Kavanagh's coach was talking about it, and he said he was explaining how Conor was definitely going to do this as the co-main, and he was laughing that it'd be the first time Conor's been co-main for a long time, and he mentioned about me and the Irish Wheelchair Association and everything. But then that after the leg break, they were talking back after the fight or whatever with the doctors and stuff, and that Conor said, sure, might as well do it in a wheelchair now. So we took that as like, well, he said he was going to do it, will he, won't he? So it was kind of going to a head then, and we said, look, we haven't heard, we're just going to include him in the posters. We're going to include it as if he's coming, because we didn't hear either way. Yeah. So we didn't hear anything, so we just said we'd put it up, and then his publicist came out and said he's not taking part in any wheelchair fight, blah, blah, blah. He supports the Irish Wheelchair Association, but this is basically not going to happen. Yeah. So then we were kind of like, whoa, we were a bit miffed then, and then all of a sudden Conor himself puts up 2 tweets, like basically saying, lads, please wait. I'm undergoing therapy over here. I have to stay over in Delhi or wherever he's based. So I want to take part. Please wait for me. I will take part. His doctors have advised him to stay there, basically. So best doctors in the world. So then I was talking to his spokesperson, and then like, yeah, it's on, and he's going to take part in the next one. So yeah, so that's an incredible thing.
And again, like even though it probably, when you started this, going back to the car park fight, I mean, it would have been a dream for Conor McGregor to be involved, but this isn't a dream. I mean, it's not like he's unknown to you. You've met Conor, haven't you?
Yeah, I met him in Galway there a few years ago, and we had a good old chat. He was down in Galway before one of his fights. He was just about to fly out, actually. We had an old chat, and he complimented me on my fashion, so it was a good old experience anyway. So yeah. So it's the fact that he's taking part is massive. And look,
and again, like I mean, just to hammer this home, because I'm sure there are many people skeptical that this is just a PR stunt. No, it's not. I mean, you have been in direct contact with his team, and I mean, everything has been confirmed. He will take
it's
part.
happening. We just have to figure out when his doctors give him the okay to return home, and when he's feeling up to it, basically. So so it is happening, and the doubters will see. I've had a good few of them over my career. They'll see. Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, he can't drop out now. I mean, we've done the video now, so he can't.
Yeah, no, he can't drop out anyway. I'll go looking for him.
and again, like, and by the way, going back to the first show on Clayton, I'm very remiss of me again. So go down through the confirmed card at this point. So
it's Dylan Moran versus Fabudi.
Yeah.
It is Darren Conway versus Al Foran.
Yeah.
It's Enzo McInerney, former Welsh champion, versus Kieran Burns from Glasgow. It is me, of course, versus Paddy Barnes, and then it is Lindsay versus John Connors. Right, and then we have guest judges John Redmond, Owen Colgan, and commentators Hard Chats in the Hard Hats, and then we have Ricky Wright as the ring announcer, and MC is Darren Matthews. So it's a good old mix of sporting people and entertainment people and professional people. So.
But the second event is going to be like, that's all to be announced, of course. I mean, it's Conor McGregor is the main event.
We don't have a date. We don't want to. I do in my head, but we don't want to put anything out there. So it will happen, and hopefully it'll happen sooner rather than later. But it depends on Conor's healing and his doctor's say-sos.
And of course, like, judging by the worldwide articles on this event, that there will be worldwide interest, so of course it'll be on pay-per-view as well as being in a big venue.
I've no doubts. It'd be probably a bigger venue, probably pay-per-view. God only knows what other celebrities will be on the card and stuff. Depends on, I'd say I'll be getting a few messages myself in the coming months from strange people wanting to.
And again, like, going for the first event, you were messaging people, and relatives were messaging people, and some very surprising people. Like, I mean, I think, again, not to tell a tale out of school, but John Connors got a very random message and straight away said, I'm in.
Yeah.
Straight away, so which is fantastic, and he's got a huge following.
Yeah, Roxy's mammy-in-law was messaging people, so big shout out to Andy. So that was brilliant, and well, he just gave the shout out, and then when we heard McGregor wouldn't be taking part in the September event, I was chatting to John about something else, and I just said to him, actually, here, are you free around that time? Because he didn't know whether he's going to be filming something at that time, and he goes, yeah, I'm free. I said, are you in? He goes, yeah, I'm in. Put me down straight away. So we were like, nice.
The DMs are coming your way now, of course.
Yeah. So then I'd probably get a lot more of them when this is more or less confirmed. I'd say I'd be plagued, but look.
And so the last call out is, I mean, you've got a lot of sponsors for Galway, but the big corporate sponsors, like, put it in your diary. When this happens, this will be shown all over the world. There's going to be worldwide interest. It's going to be one of the biggest charity events ever in Ireland. It's going to be watched all over the world.
It might even be one of the biggest in the world. You don't know who's going to be involved in it. Like, as I say, I always dream big, and it's a weird concept, but it's a concept that I've always had full faith in, because if someone in a wheelchair wants to box and be boxed, then why not? Yeah. Any normal able-bodied person can do it, so why not someone in a wheelchair? Yeah,
and of course, the main man Conor has hinted that he's going to have a Lamborghini wheelchair.
Yeah. Well, I'll have a pickup wheelchair. We'll knock him out of it.
But anyway, listen, Stephen, I've taken enough of your time. Thank you very much for talking to us today.
Thank you so much for it.
But again, I mean, the message is very clear. This is an every penny going to charity.
Yeah.
Every penny. All the services where all possible are being, are free and being donated. For the big event coming up, big venues, production companies, start sharpening your pencils. If you want to donate and get coverage all over the world, there you go.
And let's raise let's raise a lot in September, and let's raise even more in the follow-up.
And listen, I wish you the very best. I'm sure it's going to happen. And just for PR, if anyone wants to do interviews with you, now again you're working probably 16 hours a day, but
it's me or Roxy. Contact either of us, because it's a labour of love now at this stage. So we're kind of still doing everything ourselves, really. So
Joe Rogan, slide into the DMs there.
Yeah, come on Joe, come on Mike Tyson, come on Tyson Fury, come on lads.
Actually, there's a name that should slip into your DMs.
Yeah, Tyson would. He's up for a buzz. He's good crack. We'll I hope to make contact.
Good, yeah.
Sooner rather than later, and he done a shout out for me before and stuff like that. So we'll pull something up.
And I know he's got a few big fights in the way, so it mightn't work in his timeline. But you'd be hoping if he's.
It's a pity that had to be postponed, so it might have worked out. But look, we'll work something out.
And Mike Tyson's back in the ring. He might come along as well.
Yeah. Put him in against someone I don't like in Ireland. I'd like that, actually.
No, he said we keep it PG. So.
Oh no, I didn't mention any names. Just someone that I hate. There's probably a good few. I'll add them to the list.
And for the second show, it won't be like the corner shop. It'll be the big corporate sponsors.
Oh geez, we'll be on to like Dell and the likes of them and whatever else. Yeah. It'll be the big boys, HP and
think big and Listen, you're a gentleman, Steve. Thank you very much, and thank you, Roxy.
And same to you.
Listen, we're talking about. Do you want to slip in there, Roxy, beside him and say?
Hop in. The brains.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
So just very briefly, Roxy, I mean, how's it to actually work with this man? He looks like his brain just never stops.
He's lucky he's not 6 feet under. No, I'm only messing. No, it's been great. It has been great. It has been very frustrating for the pair of us, trying to get everything organised, but we are getting there, slowly but surely.
Unfortunately, I won't be there till 11. I'll be out of the country or the next one, but best of luck, guys.
Thank
you very much for
Thank you so much. Thank you.